This is Ecclesiasticus 7:7. It says, "Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart." I like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those who do this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. So I'm going to start off with this quick video, and we're just going to get to it because I want you to hear, and then we're going to go back into this precept and break it down and show how these niceties and these gifts that men give these women out here promote this wicked ass behavior that these women participate in. Okay. Um, and what happens is really this behavior destroys the future, your sons and your daughters, for generations to come. All right. So without further ado, let's listen to this man speak.
But I remember when I was little, my mom, she used to be like a video vixen or whatever. She used to like date rappers. Whole time she was just getting fucked on by these niggas. They wasn't even really dating her because they never claimed her. She used to go backstage and stuff like that. I remember we walked through this long ass venue. It was a bunch of people on stage doing concerts and stuff like that. We walked all the way to the back, and I guess it was like Ludacris backstage shit where she was dating Ludacris at the time. We go back there, she see the nigga, and then we leave. And then it was the same situation where she was dating T.I. We went to Cascade for King's birthday. We went to the back to see King open his presents and stuff like that, and then we left. She didn't even buy us skates or nothing. And what's crazy is T.I. bought out the venue. We could have got skates for free. It's just the fact that she was showing us off like a purse because she looked so young that she had to prove to the niggas that she was fucking, that she had kids so she could get more money out the niggas, and she wasn't even helping us with the money. Wasn't even paying bills or nothing like that with the money because my stepdad was paying the bills, but he wasn't staying with my mom because she would force him to stay with his mom or stay wherever he was staying because she didn't want him staying in the house so she could fuck other niggas. Really, she was cheating on him with my dad while my dad was cheating on my stepmom, and then he would drive all the way 12 hours to come fuck my mom and then be bullshitting and stuff like that where they was emailing back and forth and shit talking about they was finna get married and my stepmom caught their goofy ass. And then they ended up having to fall out and stuff like that because of my stepmom, because he had to get his shit together. Whole time, she's still doing this shit back and forth with these rappers and stuff like that behind my stepdad back while he paying her bills. And she leaving, doing red carpet events and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck she was explaining to him, but we was at the house by ourselves where he couldn't come watch us and shit like that because she didn't want him to know what she had going on. So we would literally be at the house by ourselves. Me, my brother, and my sister just sitting in her bed crying, waiting for her to get home. And this bitch on planes going across the country, doing red carpet events, meeting up with Gucci Mane and fucking T.I. and all these people where I remember at one point in her life, she was just a fucking threesome for T.I. and Tiny where she was going out her way to get fucked on by these niggas. And then she had Bow Wow friend, Cleo, the nigga from Hoes, Zero. He had took me to Chick-fil-A and gave me a Chick-fil-A sandwich and shit like that, told me that I need to be a better kid for my mom because she trying so hard. No the fuck she not. This bitch is giving out coochie. That's all she was doing. That bitch wasn't doing shit for her kids. That bitch was going out her way to have fun and give out coochie to niggas so she could have money and have all this shit because she was pretty. And then I remember it was a time where she brought us around Gorilla Zone and shit like that and was trying to introduce us to this nigga and we didn't know who he was. So she had to apologize to the nigga because she felt bad that we didn't know who the fuck he was. I'm like, bitch, nobody give a fuck. We need our mom. We want you to take care of us. Fuck is wrong with you? But I remember when I was little.
And man, it's just so disappointing and sad. But as you can see, through hypergamy, by these men going out there and giving these women money, this bitch is morally destroyed. She didn't care about her children. He's telling the story about we was sitting on the bed crying. We wanted our mom. She's out doing threesomes, just morally destroyed, morally bankrupt. Woman ain't got no compass, just slinging that box to anybody, right? And because you were pretty, you know, you had more options of wealthy men than the average woman would. But then as they start giving you these things, you're like, oh yeah, if I do this, I'll get this. If I do this, I'll get that. Well, never mind that because that's stopping me from doing this. So moral, any type of moral high ground that you would take to stop you from doing these actions, to stop you from leaving your children, you wouldn't do because you wanted these things. Your heart and your morals was completely destroyed. And this is the case for most of y'all women out there. Y'all so busy out here chasing things that you should not chase, doing things that you should not do, right? And you're morally destroyed. And what happened? This way of thinking has destroyed your son and the generations to come after. Okay, the destruction of you wicked ass women. Okay, and how you think because you think just because you have a vagina that it's okay for you to go out and sleep with all of these different men as long as they paying for stuff. You know, y'all women are just, and this is why the Lord is going to thoroughly destroy y'all. All right. I'm going to scroll down to verse 26 in this Ecclesiastes. This is verse 26. It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and hands are as bands. Who pleaseth Yahweh shall escape her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. And most of y'all men are sinners, so y'all are taken. So y'all have children that are you put the woman put the man on child support, take you down through there, take your house, take this, take that, right, and take you down through there. And that's these women out here. They will do that to you about 95% of the time. It's very rare to find a woman that has integrity because this world rewards bad behavior. Again, going back to that Ecclesiastes 7 and 7, a gift destroyeth the heart. They're being rewarded for the immoral, improper behavior. They're being rewarded for that shit, man. You know? But see, things are starting to change because when you get sons going up and they're doing videos like this, right? That means that they come to the realization that this behavior is not appropriate. And the Lord is starting to change men's perspective on how they think, how they view themselves interacting with women. All right, let's go here. Let's read some of these comments. One said, I want to see your mom. It says, right here, it says, see kids, pay attention. 10 years from now, surviving my influencer mom. That's going to be a thing because it's already happening. This isn't the first video that I've seen where men are saying that their mom was a whore. Okay. A lot of us have stories of our mom being passed around. Okay. It says, this is a lot. Baby, this is a lot. Are you okay? He needed to get this off his chest. And most of these women saying this shit are whores. Okay. Ain't heard allegedly not one time. Y'all in these comments talking about stop telling her business. He was there. He was directly involved and impacted. Therefore, it's his business too. And she's absolutely right. It is his business, But the thing is, this is one of the reasons why this shit don't get talked about and these things don't get exposed because everybody, oh, that's his business. That's why the scriptures should say, if a woman is and a man is committed adultery, that they'll be publicly executed and stoned with stones in front of everybody. So everybody who knows about this will know not to do this shit. Okay, because when you sit there and you hide wickedness in the shadows, you're complicit in that wickedness. Thomas, this is her business. But that's some damn female shit to say. That's some things that a wicked ass woman would say. It says she had Ludacris and T.I. Like this bitch is like, I wish it was me. Reminds me of this guy who said his mom said sign an NDA, but guess what? I didn't. So this is ATL. I just feel like we're going to see more vids like this in the next 10 to 20 years. Yes, because this is a lot to unpack, but I'm glad you're unpacking it. You deserve better. No, he don't. The Lord made him come through that defiled wound and be raised by that demon. Okay. You see, so there's so many comments. There was one in here. Yeah, here it is. Jess. It says, my mom dated Ludacris too. You see, that was the one I was looking for. Yeah, so you see, and there was a video that I saw a while ago about how 15% of men and 15% of men are dating 69 are banging 69% of the eligible women here in America, which sounds very true because most of these women out here are super hypergamous, and they don't go. America has talked these regular average women up, thinking just because they have a vagina that they deserve more than what they have. So they're going after all these men through hypergamy, ignoring what they should be doing. Is looking for an average Joe Smo that'll go to work every day and take care of your ass and take care of his house. No, you're trying to chase a dream, a vision that doesn't exist. So you're getting ran through trying to be on that level. The gift destroyed the heart. You're morally bankrupt. Okay? You're morally bankrupt. You know? So I have another video. This is the brother Saints of Jersey. He did this video and just let you listen to this dumbass woman right here. And it's like women will say the damnedest things. And they say it with so much pride, like as a matter of fact, yeah, I'm doing this. Woman, you're destroyed. You're a fucking destroyed ass demon. Here we go.
Going on the planet Earth right now, and just play this video to show you how out of order and skanky, these women are, man.
What you just said. And deal with multiple men and not. And deal with multiple men and not fuck multiple men, first of all. Like myself, I have a rotation of approximately 4 men.
Good men of them is men that seek validation on their manhood from them.
And that sound fine to you? That sound good?
That's normal.
Okay, cool. It's a lot of things that are normalized.
That's normal. Right. Nah, that's what you just said. A woman having 4 men in a rotation. You just try to normalize it. That's not normal. I ain't say shit
about rotation. First of all, like myself.
Yeah, that's why the.
And she says, I ain't say nothing about rotation. Yes, you did. You said I have more men on rotation, but then want to backbite on your words. Your wrinkled ass neck. Who got wrinkles in their goddamn neck? So bitch look like a damn demon, And that's what they are. They're absolute demons, man. These women out here, But this is why the Lord is about to destroy y'all. And y'all men out there too that are enabling these women to behave in such a manner, But then you're looking at this man right here. But this is the sentiment of what's happening with men right now. Like
a woman having 4 men in a rotation.
Like
you just try to normalize it. That's not normal.
Just disgusted. Like he has a disgusted look on his face. Like, and that's the thing that these women do. They're thinking that the mindset of men is just getting worse as far as they're concerned. The men are starting to see that, hey, you know what? This behavior is destructive. We need to stay away from these women. You got your MGTOWs, your men going their own way. You got your passport boys. You just got men that just want to focus on themselves. Men that ain't even interested in sleeping with women no more. They're doing their best to be abstinent, okay, so that they won't be messing around with these women. Hold on for 1 second. Hello, I'm doing a lesson. What's going on? Okay. All right. Just told her that. So, so yeah, this brother's video, your rib should be a harlot in the city. And those 2 videos that I just played shows you that these women out here are going around sleeping with whatever they can find that makes them feel a certain way. Okay, so we're gonna go here to Amos 7:17. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity surely go into captivity forth of his land. And that's actually where we are now. We're in captivity, and our women's are whores. They're damn whores. There's no chastity in these women. And they don't understand that your whoredom destroys your moral compass. You're thinking that just because these men are doing stuff for you, which I can't wait till the Lord take care of these enabling ass, simp ass men out here that allows these women to do this. Because when the money system finally collapses, you men out here ain't gonna be able to do what y'all do to these women. Okay? So what are these women going to do? Now they're going to be looking for the strongest man to protect them and to provide them. It ain't going to be about dollar now. It's going to be about whatever man is strong enough to protect them and provide for them. Because that's what it's going to come down to. And the men of the Lord, Lord willing, we be of that number. The Lord is going to put a hedge around us to protect us from the things that are happening in that day. And those women are going to see that shit. But the Lord is going to give us the power to see through your ass, y'all harlots out there. Because most of y'all have to suffer this. Okay? This woman, this boy right here, he's angry because of what he's seen his mother put him through. He's angry because of that. Okay? He's sitting up here like, my mom was a hoe. My mom was a bitch. My mom let us starve. And I feel his sentiment because my mom was similar to that. Okay? Now she was in a video vixen, but she had men with the ability to do things at her beck and call. And they wasn't coming through just for nothing. Okay? And the Lord is going to put an abrupt halt to this. Okay? It's going to be a stop. All right? Let me see. This is Isaiah 32 and 9. It says, "Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." Because you women think, well, a lot of y'all starting to see it, because a lot of Eve women are homeless, and men don't want them. Okay, but a lot of y'all still are able to do certain stuff, or at least you're living in the mindset in which you think you can do the shit that you used to do, but you really can't. Okay. So rise up, you women that are at ease, hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech, because you're exceedingly careless. Because you don't realize that these things that you're doing right now are going to affect you long term. Okay? This boy looks at his mother as a hoe. What do you think when he raised his son? Okay, what do you think he's going to teach his son? His family is already broken and destroyed. Okay? And it's going to take some time to heal from that damage. Unless he gets with a decent woman and has a baby and raises him up wholesomely, But for the most part, that don't happen. All right? So you women are careless. Y'all are sit there and tear down your house and destroy generations because you want to feel good right now. This is Isaiah 32 and 10. It says, "Many days and years you should be troubled, you careless women, for the vintage shall fail. The gathering shall not come." It says, "Tremble, you women that are at ease, be troubled, you careless ones, strip and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." Okay? And you women out here are going to be lamenting for those things, those hypergamous situations where you remember men that was doing A, B, and C for you. Where you was able to go to your job, and you was able to go to the beauty supply store. You was able to do this and do that. All that stuff is going to go away, because you women have to suffer and be brought down to a point to where you understand that you never had any power. It was all an illusion in the first place that you fell hook, line, and sinker for. And now it's all coming to an end. And when you have sons on the internet stating that this is the behavior that their mother was displaying, okay? And you see that, hey, in 10 years from now, ain't gonna be no 10 years from now, first of all. But as you can see, this is a testament to show how many women live their life like this and how destructive it's been in such a short period of time. All right, let me continue on. Yeah, this is something, I wanted to go into that word vintage. And it's Batstuer.
Strong's H1210. Batseer.
So it says here vintage, but let's go into the root. It's Batstuer. I think that's how you say it.
Strong's H1219. Batseer.
And it says to gather, restrain, fence, fortify, to make inaccessible, to enclose. So all of your accessibility to these things that you once had is going to be closed, it's going to be severed, to cut off. Okay? You're gonna get cut off from the soaps, from the jobs, from the men, from the clothing, from the washing of clothes, from the showering, okay? From the lobster and from the crab and all that shit that y'all like to eat. Y'all gonna get cut off from that. Okay? B, the fortified cutoff made inaccessible. Okay? So you're not gonna have access to these things anymore. The vintage, your access to these things is going to fail. Okay? And y'all women, I can't wait till y'all women be brought low. I can't wait for it, man. I really can't. All right? Because this right here, this woman said that shit with pride on her face. She said it with pride, like, I got 4 men in rotation. Look at that shit. Look at the pride on her face.
And deal with multiple men and not fuck multiple men, first of all. Like myself, I have a rotation of approximately 4 men.
Good men of them is men that
See
seek
that?
validation on it.
You see how she approximately 4 men in rotation. Approximate. Which the word approximate means not exactly. So she could have 1 more or 1 less. Okay? And she's proudly spouting this nonsense of approximately. Okay? But this shit is disgusting. You know, it's so belittling to for a woman to sit there that she's been sleeping around and she got all this different genetic material. And this woman, she probably been with hundreds of men. Okay? And she think it's all good. And like the scriptures say, because the execution of okay, yeah, that's what it is. Because judgment of a wicked work is not going out immediately, basically, then the hearts of the wicked are turned into wickedly. Roughly paraphrasing that. Okay? But so it's because they ain't got punished for it, doesn't they think that they can continue doing it. All right? So what else did I have? Because I had a couple more precepts. Give me 1 sec. That I had pulled up. Oh yeah, that's what I had. This is Ecclesiasticus. I'm gonna go to 25 first. This is Ecclesiasticus 25 and 19. It says, all wickedness is but a little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And you know, we brought this out many times. Okay? We brought this out many times, many times, hundreds of times, you know, that all wickedness, they don't look at what they do as wicked. This is why when this man sits there and says, you have 4 men in rotation, she don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Because she doesn't consider her actions as wicked or evil. She considers her actions as normal. Okay? And this is the behavior that they're trying to teach to more and more women. But what's going to happen is that men are not looking for that shit no more. You know? Men are getting to the point where they don't want whores and harlots because they understand how destructive it is to their families. You don't know who your child is, right? Woman taking you down through there, right? You know? It says, I'm gonna go to 21. It says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure, because that desiring a woman for pleasure and looking at her like, oh man, she's so fine and she this and she that bigs them up. That makes them think that they have more value than what they actually have. Okay? And so what? Flowers are beautiful. Grass is beautiful, but it's cut down and thrown into the damn fire. Okay? You got trees that are beautiful and they cut down and turned into firewood. So the beauty don't really mean shit. Is what do they all? What's inside them? Okay, and most of these women are completely empty inside, just destructive, just vessels of destruction. Okay, but you got a lot of men like my man said in this video right here. Growing up with a pretty mom is not what everybody thinks. Okay, because this dumbass woman would do all the things that she's not supposed to do because of her beauty. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to this Ecclesiastes. Let's finish up here. All right. It says, this is verse 24. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. All right. Because the moon, a lot of men, these women's wombs be defiled. Okay. You wasn't the only rod that was in there, even though you was conceived by that rod. Okay. So these women don't care that, hey, the scripture says she go through every fountain. You know what? Let's get it real quick. Okay, because all the woman is looking for is her ability to be provided for. And if she can use her body for that, this is what social media is all about. Because she can use her sexualization to get provisions. You see? Now, if a woman was not able, if a woman was not able to go and use her body, right, to get what she needed, right, she would have to go another way. She couldn't use sexual immorality to do those things, right? But you got you men out here who embraces that shit. All right. That's why simp culture has to die, and the Lord is going to destroy simp culture. So let's yeah. This is Ecclesiasticus um 26:12. It says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he had found the fountain, and drink of every water near her, and by every hedge she will sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Okay? And the arrows, of course, are rods. Her quiver is her box. Okay? The fountain is a rod. She's drinking it. She, whatever man is near her, she's putting it in her mouth. All right? And sorry for the graphicness, but some of y'all need more than imagination. Okay. And the hedge is a hedge of protection and provision. So any man that looks like they can provide or help her, morals are thrown to the side. Okay. Morals are thrown to the side. Okay. They become morally bankrupt. If they got a man that makes them feel better than you, they're morally bankrupt. Okay. Because, women go by feelings too. So this is one of the reasons, well, he bought me this. That made me feel good. Or he took me there. That made me feel good. You see? Hypergamous. These women are extremely hypergamous. Okay. And if you're a man that can actually do something to provide for them, their moral compass goes out the door. And that's including your children. And this is why these men out here, these little boys out here, are so through. They were raised by super emotional women who only care about themselves. And then in that, most of them were abused in some way, form, or fashion by that woman. Okay, so that's what we have. All right. So the Lord is going to destroy y'all women. All right. You're going to lament for the teats, for the fruitful vine. Okay. All right, you women have been careless for so long. The Lord is going to remove your ability to have access to those things. And you're going to be trampled down as the mire in the streets. All right. Y'all women, the Lord said, I don't know if I brought that out, but I'll bring it out again. I'm going to bring out that Amos 7. I don't think I brought it out, but I'll bring it out just a second. I'll bring it out now. Yeah, this is Amos 7:17. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. Yeah, I brought it out, but I'm going to bring it out again. We're just going to close on it. And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and the land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity. So yeah, the city is America. And these women out here are hoes. They're taught to be hoes from a very young age. And then they want to get older and act like they ain't never did nothing wrong. Man, listen, the damage is done. Okay? Y'all don't understand that the damage that y'all do could potentially ruin your family for generations, and it does. Because my man is gone. And I'm quite sure his mind toward women is not the same. But pretty much, that was it. I'm going to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakar Kadash. So the next time I can, I say Shalom.